I'll read for you a poem by David White. It's called The Well of Grief. Those who will not slip beneath the still surface on the well of grief, turning down through its black water to the place we cannot breathe, will never know the source from which we drink, the secret water, cold and clear, nor find in the darkness, glimmering, the small round coins thrown by those who wished for something else. And if you want that repeated, you can start the video over again. But I would say that my interpretation of this poem here and why it stroked me, it was from a documentary that I watched called The Work, where it features this prison called Folsom in California, where they do group therapy, Gestalt, I think it's Gestalt type of therapy. It's from the organization called SAT, S-A-T, certain type of very intense therapy where people go through their traumas, their deepest wounds that makes them, unconscious. That makes people unconscious. And we all have a shadow self and certain traumatic place in us, a shadow. And this is a therapeutic, motivational poem that, you gotta go in the darkness and see the glimmering coins down there. Look for them. So not only get triggered and pulled into your trauma or your own shadow self, but also with the spirit to look for something that shines there, something, some gift. And that's when your healing starts. And I just think this is such a beautiful demonstration. I'll add a story with a client of mine who had a very strict father in his life. And I'm not going to go too much into it, but he was struggling during the coaching, during that time. And he said he couldn't feel anything. And I knew that the reason was because he was afraid of his feelings. Because his trauma was so bad, or his emotional struggle was so vast that he couldn't go there, and the mind kept him protected from going there by being up in here. But during a bunch of sessions, we arrived at one place where we both felt ready to go down there. And I guided him throughout this process here of going down to the trauma. And there there are many traumas, and there's no specific way you need to see, no specific image you need in your mind. It's more of an emotional place, not necessarily something that you remember from your life, but that might come up too as an association. But we focused on when he was there, remembering he being cornered by his father, and where his father was shouting at him as might have been 3 years old. I told him to look for the love, look for the innocence in his father, and that's when he broke down and started the process of surrendering and letting go. And that reminded me that this is real stuff. This is powerful. And he reported good things, goodness in his life afterwards. It got better. Still up and down sometimes, but generally up and down in an upwards movement. And it was a new confirmation for me that this really works, not just on me, but with others as well. So I hope you got something out of this, and let me know in the comments your thoughts, your insights, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.